born, my mother was convinced that I was going to be a drummer because I kicked her so hard. Spoiler alert, I didn't. However, by the time I was 12, actually, my drum teacher told me I was too passive-aggressive to hit the drums hard enough. I wasn't angry enough, I wasn't violent enough, I wasn't authentic enough. But the joke's on him, because while we often look at our lives like a chapter book, and we're told that our lives need to mean something, every page, every line, every paragraph, we need to make this life of ours a bestseller. I found, instead of playing drums, the best way that I could show up for myself was to turn my life into an album. Every song, an opportunity to channel my struggles, overcome my trauma, and try to make sense of the world around me through the magic of music. In other words, transmute my pain into power, or turn my struggles into song. Alliteration helps. So, my friends, today what I want to tell you about is 5 life lessons that I have been able to turn my songs, my pain, my journey, my overwhelm, my stress, my anxiety, my life into 5 songs that express myself. And hopefully you will leave here with a little more understanding about how maybe you can turn your chapter book into your own album. So, life lesson number 1. There is a saying that I heard a few years back, and that says that something along the lines of, we're told constantly that we need to look some type of way, especially for us ladies. But the best act of rebellion is to be able to, love yourself unconditionally. For me, I sort of took that to mean this. We live in a world that is constantly telling us who to be, how to act, and how to show up. But realistically, friends, you are nobody's puppet. I got a little man in my head, doing somersaults and telling me lies, whispered so sweet. I got a little man in my head, flirting with knives and throwing his weight, dangled on a string, hanging the coat up, bringing down, forget, punch on and fall in love with the mask that I've always worn. I'm not your puppet, baby. Forget, cut on and fall in love with the flame that I grew up with. I'm not your puppet, baby. I'm cutting the cord. I got a little girl in my head. She vomits abuse and questions tears. Another faceless name. I got a little girl in my head, flirting with labels. She's given herself to be a part of the game. I'm hanging the coat up, bringing down, forget, put on and fall in love with a mask that I've always worn. Not your puppet, baby. Forget, cut on and fall in love with a name that I grew up with. I'm not your puppet, baby. I'm cutting the cord. I got a little dog in my head, chasing his tail just like my dreams, only just out of reach. I got a little dog in my head, he's biting back when you get too close. Seriously, don't get too close. Forget, punch on and fall in love with a mask that I've always worn. I'm not your puppet, baby. Forget, cut on and fall in love with a name that I grew up with. I'm not your puppet, baby. Forget, punch on and fall in love with a mask that Thank you. And I get it. It's easy to want to try to maneuver our actions, maneuver our character, and try to adapt to our surroundings in order to appease other people. Because often it feels scary to be by ourselves. It feels scary to be different. It feels scary to live life. But here's the lesson number 2 that I want to share with y'all today. By being someone's puppet, what you're actually doing is hiding away from the scary parts of yourself. And it's in those scary moments that your strength is really created. Just like in the gym, you need to have a heavier rep, heavier set in order to get stronger. But that's not just a physical thing, that's also emotional. Your pain, my pain, our pain leads to our power. Tears of dust, surrounded by the shame, she asks for help, only to receive the blame. She tried her luck one too many times, she's caving in. The scars are just a sign. The butterfly has clipped her wings. She learned to fly, only to fall back down to the ground. She's caged, choking on barbed wire. And it's in those painful moments, friends, it's in those darkest of times, those times when you just feel like you have to give up, that's when your true self shows up. That's when your inner fight shows up. Because, I don't know about y'all, but one of my favorite quotes is the fact that you cannot fight an enemy you refuse to admit is there. By leaning into those hard moments, you get to beat those hard moments and become your own kind of superpower, your own kind of superhero, and step into your radical compassion, radical empathy, and radical love. Those are my superpowers. If I could wish away the pain, I would. If I could will it all away, I would. I'd be the voice of passion in a midnight train. I'd bend over backwards to push away the pain. 'Cause inside this madness, we fight. Inside this madness, we rise. When the angels open their eyes, how their hearts break to realize all of the mistakes we've made at one price. We're the superhero tonight, if I could free from this pain. I would hold on so tightly And I get it. Trauma looks different on everybody. We all go through different things. We all experience different adversities. But by being able to lean into those pain points, we get to discover our superheroes. And I don't know about y'all, but in my world, every superhero needs a theme song. I already mentioned that my superpowers are very much rooted in radical compassion, radical empathy, and radical love. And sometimes, yeah, even me, I need a reminder. And I close people went wrong, but I'm not my sad songs. The foundation said I'm good to go. Whoa, no matter what comes my way, I'll be dancing every step I take. I'm a legend, make no mistake, that I'm living proof that love wins. No matter what else feels cold, I'm here and I'm letting go. I'm a legend, baby, you should know. I'm living proof that love wins. I'm living proof that love wins. I'm living proof that love wins. Which brings me to my final lesson, friends. You have not only cut the strings of being everyone else's puppet, but you have leaned into your difficult pain points and come out your own type of superhero. And then you wrote yourself a theme song, because sometimes we need reminding, and that's okay. But the other thing that can help us to stay on track when it comes to leading a better, healthier, more positive life is to be mindful of who you are spending your time with. You are your 5 closest friends. Will your friends bring you up, bring you down, or leave you just confused? In my way of thinking, a rising tide lifts all boats. And I don't know about y'all, but I like to rise. Have I done enough? Do I make it up? And I've read about this for so long. Am I good enough to carry on an empty page? My darling brain, though I know it's what I need to do, can I bear my soul and live my truth? I read it line after line. If I'm here with this story in mind, I feel it beat in my heart, coursing through my veins. The magic of fear is starting to rise again, breaking the walls we built in our minds. The magic of love is together we rise. Together we rise. Have I found my tribe? Share this messy ride, comparing notes and written dreams, for the authors of our destiny, a leaf of faith, so we go, let's brave. Become a lighter without truth, the magic in us pulses through. We better take those lines. I got your back and I know you got mine. I feel it beat in my heart, coursing through my veins. The magic of fear is going to rise again, breaking the walls that built in our minds. The magic of love is together we rise. Together we rise. Thank you so much. You see, when I was born, my mother was convinced I was going to be a drummer because I kicked her so hard. But I didn't turn to drums to help me channel my emotions. I didn't turn to really any physical form of outward expression because for me, everything was internal. I chose to turn to songwriting and music as a way to remember my life lessons, remember my inner power, and remember what I've learned. So let's do a quick recap. Lesson number 1, this is your life. Live it on purpose. You truly are nobody's puppet. Lesson number 2, once you recognize that and lean into that, you recognize that, yes, life is hard sometimes, but it's our jobs to grow through the pain. Don't just go through it. Lesson number 3, by allowing yourself to lean in to those adverse moments, that's when your true superhero shines. Lesson number 4, what are your superpowers? They may not be the most conventional, but the more you fuel your mind, body, and soul, the more you are able to shape your life. And of course, lesson number 5, who are your 5 closest friends? And what kind of friend are you? My name is Emma G, and I am a singer-songwriter. It is my absolute and humble pleasure to be here with you guys today. If you remember nothing else from this talk, please remember this. This is your life. You have the pen. There's no way to predict your future than to write it yourself.